Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Anthony Flynn, and I'm the founder of the Execution Pipeline, a boutique coaching and consulting firm created to help you move from idea to reality. I'm also the author of the Execution Pipeline, a step-by-step guide to moving your business idea from dream to reality. Listen, I'm so excited about launching this new video series called, guess what? The Execution Pipeline. The rationale behind me launching this series was simply this. I have come across literally hundreds and hundreds of people who have one thing in common. They have dreams. They're full of dreams. They're full of ambitions. They're full of ideas. The problem with many of the people I've encountered, however, is that they struggle with the actual implementation and execution of those dreams. And so over the years, I decided that I wanted to take and devote my life to actually helping people find fulfillment, find joy in life by helping them take the ideas that are in their head and helping them bring those ideas to life and ultimately implement and execute on those ideas. Let me tell you a little bit about the history behind why I even decided to move in this direction. Many years ago, in fact, about 3 years ago, I happened to be flying out to Southern California to connect with one of my mentors, a guy by the name of Nick. And I talk a lot about this story in my book, so I hope you'll take the time to actually pick it up. But I flew out to Southern California, just immediately north of Santa Barbara, to join him at his ranch. And I had the privilege of speaking to about 100 men, some of the most successful men on the entire planet. I mean, literally CEOs, entrepreneurs, fabulously wealthy individuals who come together on a monthly basis to actually go through Bible study together. And when Nick stood up to actually introduce me, he said one of the most powerful things that absolutely changed my life. In the midst of all the things he stated in the introduction, one of the things he said was that Anthony Flynn is by far the most disciplined person he had ever met in terms of executing on his personal ambitions and dreams. And the reason that stood out to me so much was because, first of all, Nick is an incredible mentor of mine. I really, truly look up to this gentleman. What I left out and failed to tell you is that Nick had the privilege of actually running a Fortune 200 company. Yep, that's right. He happened to be the CEO of one of the top companies in the entire world. And he has gone on to accomplish major things like becoming an owner of a Major League Baseball team and purchasing an aerospace company and growing that company, doing some consulting work with Fortune 500 companies. He serves on a number of boards. And so the reason that was so significant for me was because here this gentleman is who retired from one of the top companies in the world. He's doing all of this major work around the world. He's a great husband. He's a great father. He's all of these amazing things in his life. And for him to take the time out to introduce me among all of the people he's met, I mean, think about the thousands and thousands of people he had encountered in his tenure, all the way climbing the ladder to become the leader of a Fortune 200 company. And so for him to say, wait a minute, Anthony Flynn is by far the most disciplined person I've ever met in terms of executing on his ambitions and his ideas, that blew me away. I mean, this man has hired and led the top 1% of the top 1%, right? I mean, people with MBAs from some of the top institutions in our world, people who have had incredible success in other corporate environments, people who have been, just radically successful entrepreneurs. So I took that as a major compliment. But let me tell you what it did for me. It didn't promote a sense of arrogance for me. It actually humbled me in so many ways. And from that session where I spoke to those gentlemen and really aimed to empower them to speak into their lives, I decided that I would leave that ranch 3 years ago and actually take off back to Atlanta, Georgia and begin constructing what's now the Execution Pipeline. I decided after that session that I wanted to devote the rest of my life to helping other people find fulfillment and exercising the disciplines needed to actually move from idea to reality. Listen, so many people fail to execute on their dreams. I want to help put an end to that. I want to help truncate the cycle of people having all of these great ideas, but failing to execute on them. I know you're exhausted with it. I certainly am exhausted with seeing people who have so much talent, so much capacity, and so much potential sleep on their dreams. Listen, it's time to get up, get out, and go and execute. So let me help you move from thinking to doing. I hope you will continue to join me for this exciting video series. I welcome you on board to the Execution Pipeline. Let's go to session 1.